So I just want to jump in on my live today. I know that yesterday I said I was going to jump in today, but there's actually a topic that there's two things that I want to talk about today. First, I want to talk about money. Is it really evil? And also, I want to talk about a book that I said I was not going to share yet until I was done. But I thought that a lot of the things that because I've been discussing about, faith, life, and, NDEs and things like that. And about loved ones when they come and they talk to you, people that have passed on, a lot of those things that have actually noticed that there aren't in this book, so I'm certainly going to talk about that a little bit more. But I first want to get into the topic about money. What do you think about money? Do you think money it's the root of all evil? I have seen a lot of times where I'm looking at a YouTube person and they have money. It looks like they're making money. And then I hear people in the comments saying that, it's not okay to have that much money and it's not okay that it's evil, that you should be giving everything away, that Jesus did this and this and that, making it seem like being rich, it's wrong. I am a believer that, God wants us to make money. Now, money, it's more about how are you using that money? Are you using that money that you're making to hurt people? Then yes, money becomes an evil, property. Um, but if you're actually building something and you're giving back, no, it's not an evil thing. It's not wrong to be rich. It's not wrong to be a billionaire because I know for me, at least from my experience, I know people that have money and they share a lot of their wealth with donations or organizations and things like that of that nature. So no, money is not always an evil thing. It's how about how are you letting money control you? That is what the problem is. If you ever dream about, oh, I want to be a billionaire, that doesn't make you evil. What makes you evil is that if you do become a billionaire, are you going to use that money to hurt people? So money is not, evil at all. Hi, your dog. I'm gonna say it like that. I'm not sure. I am so sorry. I'm probably butchering this name, but hello, hello. So I'm gonna ask you, since you are in my life and you jumped in, um, I am so sorry. I'm very sorry about your loss. Very, very much sorry. Um, Hi, Angela. So you know what? I want to discuss that because I've been seeing a lot of people saying that money it's evil, and it's not. It's about how are you using that money? Are you using that money to hurt people or what is going on? Um, Angela, oh sorry. I'm gonna have okay. Sorry you guys. I have something here attached to my phone and it seems to create problems a little bit. Let me situate you guys a little bit more. Um, okay, so I'm probably butchering these names as you guys come in. But Sashim, hello. Johnny, thank you very much. So I want to know about what you guys think of money. It's evil because I hear a lot of people saying that making money, making a lot of money, or being a millionaire, it is very wrong. That it's an evil thing, and we shouldn't be doing that. And I don't know where everyone got this concept. To me, it's about where are you using your money towards? Is it hurting people? Is it helping people? Is it building you to be a better person? Or is it building you to actually, be an unconsiderate person and hurt others? That is where I want to ask you, what do you think about money? Where do you see yourself? Do you think the people that are billionaires are committing a sin? It's wrong to be a billionaire and they should be giving all their money away. Where are you at with that money? Now, when I ask this question, because like I said, I've been seeing a lot of times people saying that making money, it's evil. Having money, having a lot of money, it's evil. Um, if you think about it, if you have seen any of my videos, or if you know anything, or if you don't, in the Bible, it actually states that you should not be afraid of investing. There's a story in the Bible where um, Laziness, it's evil. Yes, Johnny, you are 100%. Laziness is evil. I love that. And also you guys don't forget to please hit the like button, subscribe as well, please. I would love to have some support from you guys. It would be amazing to show support to your girl, truthfully. But I want to tell you a story that is in the Bible in the Old Testament. And I'm going to recall it, how I just pretty much remember. But I always advise people to go and look up the story. Don't just go by what I said. But there is an owner of a land, I want to say, and he has three people that are working for him. He lets them know that he is going to be out of town and he's going to give each one of them money. Um, During that time, they're supposed to invest that money. When the owner leaves and comes back, he asks each of his servants how much money did they make upon his return. So the first one will let them know, master, I made three more from the sack of money that you gave me. I made three more. He'll ask the second servant, how much did you make? Oh, I made, two more sack of money than what the one that you gave me. And then he'll ask the third servant, how much did you make? And the third servant tells him that because he was afraid, because, the master is strict, he decided to keep the money, hide it until he will come back and then he will give it to him. The servant was pretty much a lazy and pretty much a scared person. And the master pretty much reprimanded him and told him that what he did was wrong. And whatever money the third servant had, he was going to give it to the other two. He was proud of the other two, that the fact that they invested that money, that they were not afraid of investing that money. And that is pretty much right there, tells you that money is not evil. It's how are you using it? Like my friend Johnny right here said, laziness is evil. You need to go out there and you need to invest your money. I'm not saying don't pay your bills and then go and invest your money. No, of course you got to pay your bills, take care of the things that you have to take care of. But if whenever you have a little bit to invest in any way, shape, or form, go ahead and do that. Do not be afraid. You need to remember that when you're taking care of all your bills, of all your duties, and you have some money left, you cannot be afraid of holding that money. If you hold it, you're gonna lose that money and you're gonna regret it. I'm telling you. I known people, they hold money because they're afraid that they're not gonna have any the next month, and then they end up actually using that money for, going out to eat and wasting it in something that they should have not done. So investing your money, again, I don't mean don't pay up your bills. Please pay your bills. Make sure that you are secure and that you do have money for the following month, but also make sure that you leave a percentage to save without fear. And you also have to work. Working hard, there's people that they're working three jobs and they're making bank. That is not a sin at all. People that are billionaires, they're not sinning for having money, for working hard. They're busting their behind. So I definitely, advise you to not see money as a root of all evil. See it as a tool for you to accomplish what you want to accomplish. So when people tell you that, you're sinning by working or having a lot of money, that is 100% not true. Laziness is what's going to get you to not do anything and be afraid of money. Pretty much what the third servant did, he was lazy. He did not want to invest. He was afraid of losing that money. And then what happened? The money that he had been given was taken away and was given to the other two servants. So the Old Testament is telling us that we cannot be afraid. I am telling you, you should not be afraid of investing your own money and trying to make money. And like I said, money is more about how are you using it? Are you using it for your own benefit or are you using it to hurt other people? You know, I- I'm in the state of Colorado right now at the moment, and we know how much we have to spend. And at the same time, whatever is left, we're going to see what we need to invest. Now, my investment is in the things that I do, equipment, whatever I need to do my videos, whatever I need to grow my channel, that's when I invest my money. But if I keep it and I do nothing with it and I still expect to be rich or I still expect to be, to have something nice, then that money that I'm trying to hold on to so tight it's going to be it's gonna be gone. A bill is gonna come up out of nowhere, and it's just holding that money. It's showing that fear. So, what do you guys think about money? Do you think that money is the root of all evil? Do you think money is it's a sin? Do you think that the people that are billionaires are sinning and they should be giving all their money away? Um, I definitely would like to hear, what do you guys think? And again, please don't forget to subscribe. I know you guys are super busy, so please, if y'all, before you hit the next live, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe as well. Here I love to talk about faith and growing in faith. And Johnny, do you have any other social media? Oh, thank you, Johnny. I do. I actually have an Instagram. It's the same name, Nikki Jaimes. So just, look at the names carefully because my name, Nikki, a lot of people will try to find me with Nikki, but it's Nikky in the last name as well. But it's the same name. I'm glad that you feel a connection. um I'm glad that you are here, definitely. And and also that money part, you also have to make sure it doesn't let you control you. You have to always remember that everything you do, you need to be in control of everything. It's your choice. So just be very careful, and again, do not be afraid of making money at all. Yes, save it. Always be careful and wise with your money, but at the same time, if you have a way of investing in yourself, you can also invest in yourself, right? A lot of times we don't think that we are our own investment, and we are. I know you work hard, and if you're going to school, that has to be tough. I'm a mom, that's tough. So I like to invest myself here and there. Um, Hi, the color guide. Damn, y'all see her? Oh, thank you. I don't know, do y'all see me? So, things like that. Don't be afraid of, making money. It's important. It pays your bills. Please, it's just it sounds funny, but you cannot be afraid of making money. I know people that are trying to, work, and they're working really hard on trying to achieve buying a car or getting their place together, and they're working 2 to 3 jobs, and they're doing amazing at saving. And at the same time, they know that they eventually, once they get what they want, that means it's time to give back a little bit more. There are many ways that you can give back. I don't, there's people that do it in the church. Now, let me tell you guys that the church would tell you that you have to give 10% to your church. I'm a big believer that 10% can be anything. Your money can go anywhere. It doesn't have to go specifically to your church. You can donate it to St. Jude, or if you're at your church, just your time you can donate. There's many other ways. Don't just be stuck that you have to find a church in order for you to donate and to be blessed back. I know that a lot of churches like to emphasize that, and I learned that is not a thing. I learned that the New Testament actually talks about that. Giving whatever you can, in any way that you can, and it doesn't have to be precisely money, money, money. So let me know, you guys. Do y'all think that money it's evil? Please let me know. Churches need to be taxed. Yes, one thing that I definitely, and I don't know if y'all know, maybe y'all know, but there is a documentary about churches. And there's a gentleman that says that whenever you join a church, you are allowed to be, to ask them that you want to know their books. You want to know what their money is going to, before you start donating money to them. In any church that you ask this, they should be able to be honest with their spending. If they're not, that's not the church for you. You need to keep going and looking away. I mean, go look somewhere else. One thing I'm blessed is that the church that we are in, it will tell us constantly that if we want to know anything about our county, accounting for them, or where their money is going to, they're more than willing to show their books. And that is what churches need to do a lot more, to be honest with the people that are going there, because they want to know what their money is going to. I think that's definitely important. And in anything in any other place that you donate as well, Um, every, once a month I'll donate to my church, but because the other months as well, I'm donating either to, foster parents or, adoption programs and things like that. Or in Texas, the flood that they just recently had, I found an organization that it's helping family that you see that they're helping to, help them get up and get back again on their feet and pay up some of the, very expensive fees that they were dealing with for family that they lost loved ones or they lost their homes. So, things like that. You could give. You don't precisely need to give to the church. So don't feel obligated to give to your church. If your church, now there are people that I know that have told me that they were invited to a church, and at the third visit, legit, you guys, at the third visit, they were told that they need to start giving 10% to the church. I mean, when I heard that, I was just like, yeah, that church is not for the people. That church is actually for the money. Can you guys believe that? I mean, truthfully, imagine you going to a church, being invited, and on the third or fourth day of feeling inspired of going to church and finding Jesus, the pastor comes up to you and tells you you need to start giving money to us. I mean, you can't come no more if you're not giving money to us. Hi Kiki. Hi Kiki. So yeah, so imagine that, Kiki, that you start a church, or if you're going to a church and your pastor tells you that you need to start giving money to them if you want to go back. I mean, I think that's going to make me upset. And I'm definitely going to turn away and go to the other side. I'm not going to stick around or even care for their service, because that right there tells you a lot about that pastor, what they're after, and they're not after giving the word of God. They're actually there to take the money away from you. So be very careful where you're giving your donations to. That's one big advice that I give to people. Churches need to be an open book on where all of their money is going to. And I think, there is somebody in my family that had told me that the reason, that churches should not be existing, that why do church exist? Yes, in the beginning of 1900, um, I feel like the donation, the 10% more, came to play. A lot of churches, because of the Civil War, they were trying to ask money 10%. They started, saying that 10%, it was, you got to give your 10% because they wanted to help their community. However, it stayed long, very long, and people are not aware that where the 10% comes from, not just in the Bible, but also when it started, and it started in the beginning of the 1900s. Especially, I believe it was in America after the Civil War. And that was a little bit concerning to me, because now we're being told that we have to give 10%. And the way we're being told that we have to is we're being told if you give 10%, that you're going to be blessed. And if you give 10%, you're going to get the car that you want. And that's not how it works. God wants us to be able to give our money and be able to help out people wherever they're at. It doesn't have to be church. It can be an organization, like I said. It can be a club. It can be, somebody in whatever country they're suffering and they need money. It can be that kind of way. If your church tells you specifically that you must give a money, that's, like I said, please run away, go the other way. You should not be obligated to give anything that you don't want. That is the main important that I want you to know. I used to go to a church where they would tell us that, every service somebody had a testimony about they're giving 10% and they got a car. And and you would see everyone just clapping and giving more money and more money. And I would be just like, wow, these people are actually being taken advantage of their kindness. And that is the really sad part, is that a lot of pastors know how to read you, and they know how to get you through your weakness and make you donate a lot more out of your own compassion, out of your own love. And you need to just be very alert what church you're joining. Definitely joining. Um, so I wanted to change the subject a little bit more. Well, I wanted to change the subject to something that I thought was really important. Is that I've been reading this book. It's called The Seven Lessons from Heaven from a Dr. Mary C. Neal. I don't know if y'all have seen this before, but maybe y'all recognize her face. So she has an awesome idea, and the reason I bring this book is because a lot of the lessons that she has talked about here are things that I have, dealt with even before reading this book. And she had an NDE. This doctor, previously did not believe in NDE. She is a surgeon, and she ended up having an NDE, and she explains in her previous book, um, about her NDE and her encounter with Jesus, and how she was told that uh, she needed to come back to, to earth, and she needed to bring the message. And she was told as well that her son was going to die when, I believe, it was past 18 or something like that. And this is when her kids were very little, so she did not believe this at all. But when it happened, she came to realize that everything, it kind of like a confirmation that of everything that went down, it really went down. So in her book, she mentions about loved ones coming back to visit them or visit you when they have died, kind of to give you like a confirmation that they're okay. And I thought that was pretty cool because I have had those moments where I have had loved ones um, come across when they have passed and come and give me a message of, they're okay, being happy, and me actually telling them that they were dead. How is that they're in my dreams? And they would explain to me why they weren't in my dreams. And I thought that was pretty neat to see that in a book and give me that confirmation that one, I'm not crazy, and two, that other people are having that same experience. So, did you or any of y'all have ever had that experience of having a loved one coming through your dreams and letting you know that they're okay, or giving you a message for that matter? I know for my mom, she actually has an aunt that has, come to her dreams to give her a message. Or whenever she would dream about her, it was because something was going to happen or things needed to change, because something wasn't right. And that is pretty cool to hear stories like that. And like I said, I found this in this book, and it makes me feel that I'm not crazy. And I thought it was pretty neat to know those experience. I know that someone says that anyone that dies and comes across and visit you in the dream, it's evil. I don't think it is, to be honest with you. I think it's loved ones that are coming to you, and they love you, and they're trying to redirect you, in whatever mess that you are in. So let me know if you guys have had those messages from your loved ones on the other side. Because we have angels, and at the same time we have people that watch over us that are no longer here physically. And I do think that they also become our guide. I don't think it's wrong to call them. I think it's okay to, seek them, because they are able to take care of us on the other side, like they were not able to take care of us when we were here. My father was not present in my life consistently. If anything, he was missing for a whole chunk of my life. And my grandfather, which is his father, when he passed, I feel that he took that role of a father on the other side, and that a lot of things that he did helped me so much, when it came to relationships, when it came to situations. It was like he was there to take care of me when my own father physically could not. And that carries on with me very, very deeply. Like if you would tell me my grandfather passed away, he passed away when I was 6 years old. So this is about maybe like 20 years ago. 20 years ago, over 20 years ago. And it's just it does not feel real to me. So I do think that your loved ones does come across, come back to you and give you messages in your dreams or whatever way they can. So hey, you guys, I would love to hear from you guys. Where are you guys tuning in from? Please let me know. Don't forget, you guys, to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I believe it's right next to it. And yeah, so thank you for being here. Truly, truly mean it. Let me know what y'all are tuning in from. I would love to know where y'all tuning in from. So I'm in Colorado right now. It's extremely, extremely cold here. I don't know if y'all can see the beautiful, beautiful view, and it's very cold. I'm originally from Texas, but it's extremely hot over there. So definitely not in the mood of heatness right now. But we have to go back in a few days, so I got no choice. I'm just trying to soak in everything in Colorado right now, before we head back. So where is anyone tuning in from? Please let me know. I would love to know where you guys are tuning in from. Like I said, I'm in Colorado, so if anyone in this live is from Colorado, just want to say you have an amazing, amazing weather. Like I said, I'm from Texas, and it's extremely, extremely hot at the moment. I have people that are telling me that they're going through like a heat wave, and I'm just like not feeling it. Not looking forward to going back home, but at the same time, I am. I need to go back to my routine. I think it's important. It's what keep me sane. We've been eating out every single day here, and I just miss cooking and miss my own food, especially since I'm trying to get back again when eating healthy and healing my gut and trying to improve my health. Because like I have said many times before, my faith actually was injured or hurt or broke, whatever you want to say, when my health started declining. And it was hard. I'm doing better, surely, slowly by surely, but there are a lot of progress for me still to do. But that's where I'm at right now, and I'm trying to seek God again. I went from the blaming stage to now just maybe letting just things flow as they go. So if you have felt at any moment that your faith was tested, if you have felt at any point that God doesn't hear you, please share with me. I want you to be honest. I want this to be in a space for you to be able to express yourself, of course, respectfully. I'm going to try to help you as much as I can. I am still trying to learn through my own journey on who God is, who Jesus is. I do read the Bible, I have conversations with Him. And at the same time, I love to tell myself that not that the Word of God, I'm not just going to find it in the Bible, but I'm also going to find it in a quiet place, on a beautiful, I don't know, on a beautiful view, on a beautiful state. When I get my mind off of things, when I distract myself, and get away from that kind of pity party that I throw myself for too long sometimes. If you guys even know about a pity party, whenever I say pity party, I know what y'all know a pity party is, but if you're struggling in life or you're going through a tough time, I always tell people it's okay to have a pity party. Make it just a very short one, a 1 minute, feel bad for yourself, feel that emotion, and then later on, just shake it off. Try to find something that you can get distracted with, whether that's cleaning your closet, getting up in the morning, doing your hair, taking a shower. I know a lot of people, it's hard to take a shower, but believe it or not, that's an accomplishment. Coming from a girl that that was really hard to just wanting to get up from bed and getting out of bed, it was just one step. Then I would tell myself the second step is going to be taking a shower. My third step is going to be getting dressed. So it's really, really hard, especially when you're in that mental state of anger and resentment and hurting, and you're trying to find your purpose. Um, you're trying to find you again. But I believe that you're never going to ever be that same person that you want to be. I believe that the things that I'm going through right now are things that are going to one day have me look back and say, I have come a long way. I'm no longer the same person, and I have grown a lot more. So if that's you, please, please, let me know. Like I said, I want this to be a safe place. I want this to be a good place to talk about God or faith or about life. Anything that you're going through, please share with me. Anything that you want somebody to know, when it comes to faith, please share it as well. Also, don't forget to hit that like button. If you're just here just for a little bit, please just hit the like button, subscribe. That would be an amazing support, for me and what I do. And I love doing this, you guys. And one thing I don't understand, and maybe I'm not trying to be judgmental, but I have seen some lives of people just tapping their teeth and they have about 570,000 views or a lot of views just tapping their teeth. And I do not understand those lives. I love to be in lives, and whenever I join a life of somebody else, it's somebody who has a message, somebody who can allow me to express myself and be respectful and talk about anything. But the life with tapping the teeth, I don't understand that. And I was looking at a few lives right now, well earlier, and I was just a little bit just confused on what's going on with the world. What's going on with the world? I don't know if you guys are able to see, but I have a doggy, and he's tapping too. I have a doggy that wants to get out, but I'm not letting him get out. Thank you for your words. Have a blessed night. Thank you, Daisy. You too have a blessed night. And brain rot is everywhere. Yes, I am low key bored. That is true. I feel like the brains of people are just, I don't know, they're just rotting themselves a lot more. And sometimes when people start thinking about why is their life so shitty, I'm sorry, it's because you're watching shitty stuff. I'm telling you. I went to different lives and somebody tapping their teeth and it had like 500 views, and another person just writing people's name and they had, 1,000 view, and I'm like, I don't want to be in those life. I want to be in the life where I can talk to people. I can learn something from them, know their life experience so I can, do something different with my life. But hey, listen, if you are into somebody just tapping their teeth or brushing their greasy hair, um, doing something just weird, writing their names, I don't know, some other stuff, then hey, by all means, good for you. I guess that just works for you. But I think that a lot of people need to change what they're seeing and need to actually, change their ways. You want to wonder, or you wonder why are things going so shitty. It's sometimes what you're reading, and it's huh? Oh. It's what you're reading. Sorry, you guys, if I said bad words. I sometimes get so carried away with all this situation. So yeah, that is definitely something that I'm reading right now, with Seven Lessons from Heaven, and I'm truly, truly, truly loving this book. So I definitely recommend y'all to read this book. Learn a lot. I love hearing stories about near death experience, um, because it kind of just confirms to me that, and it now, well, not just confirms, but it gives me that peace that whenever my time to go, when I'm very, very, very old, that there is another side and that I won't be alone and that I'm not alone now. Especially with knowing that I'm going to see the people that I have lost in this earthly world gives me peace. Um, because, I miss a lot of people in my life that are no longer here and they wanted to be here. They didn't want to die. And I know that I'm gonna see them again, and that gives me peace. It does scare me sometimes. I mean, who doesn't get scared of knowing that they're gonna die one day? But like I said, we're all gonna die one day, and that is something that we cannot change and we cannot stop. Um, she is so anxious. I have a German Shepherd, you guys, and this German Shepherd in this house, because this is not our house that we're staying in. She is not used to being in other people's houses for too long. So she is having a hard time. She's a Texan dog, but I think here in Colorado, because it's more outdoor, we're in a few acres. I think couple of acres, a few, I'm not sure. She's kind of like, what is this? I never been in a place like this. So she's having a hard time. So you guys, let me know where you're tuning in from. Please, I would love to know. Where are you tuning in from? Don't forget to hit that like button that you guys see right there. And I think next to it is a subscribe button. So please, please, please subscribe. Show some support to your girl. I'm because I'm currently not in Texas, I'm not doing Bible studies. I haven't been able to, grab to a chapter and talk about it. I do have an interview or conversation next week with somebody that we're going to talk about God, and and just change, ideas on our beliefs. And definitely stay tuned on that one. My goal is to be able to do interviews to people and know their faith. When I lost my faith, I went to YouTube and I went to try to search for channels that can help me to be less angry and know somebody's journey, somebody that lost their faith and then the process that they went through and now and where they're at right now. But I could not find anybody that, was going through that. So definitely, I decided to open my channel so I can show people what it is when you're trying to seek your faith. I think I'm having problems with my life right now, you guys. I'm gonna take a break right now and I'm gonna tune in again in a little bit. But if you are in this channel, please again, don't forget to like, to subscribe before I leave. I'll come back to my life. I'm just gonna take a small break and I'll be right back. Bye.